Hello children, I am Vaishali madam. So let us begin with our second semester. So today we are going to begin with Unit 7, Robinson Crusoe. It's a nice interesting story, okay? So activity 1 says read the following story. Robinson Crusoe's ship had been destroyed by sea. So he has no ship. He was on a journey and the sea has destroyed his ship. He lived alone for many years on a island and longed for a company. What is the meaning of longed for a company? Means he wanted somebody for his company because he was very alone, and human beings cannot stay alone, right? They don't like it. One day he discovered a footprint on the sand. So let us find out what he did then. So now I am reading the lesson. One day when I was going towards my boat, I was surprised to see the footprint of a man on the sand. So here Robin Crusoe is talking in his own words, and he says that when he was going, he saw the footprint of human beings and he was surprised. Why? Because there was no other human being on the island where he was there. Okay, so he was shocked to see the footprints. I stood amazed. I listened. I looked around me. I could neither hear nor see anything. So he searched for something if it is there, but then he was unable to see anything. I went up higher to look down. I went up and down the shore, but it was no good. So it was of no use to find anyone, right? It was no good means it was of no use. I could find no other footprint but that one. So he was only able to find that one single footprint. I went to it again to see if there were any more footprints and to tell if it had been my imagination. So again he wanted to go and check whether it was just his imagination or it was the real thing. But I was not mistaken. That means he was not wrong. For there was exactly the print of the foot. Toes, heels, every part of the foot. So you know the parts of the foot, right? It has the toes and the heels. I could not imagine how it came there. He was just thinking about how only this single footprint has come there. I stayed a long time thinking but became more and more confused. So he says that as he thought, he became more and more confused. At last, I returned home very frightened, looking behind me after every 2 or 3 steps, mistaking every bush and tree to be a man. So now here it shows that he was really frightened, right? As he was going back his home, he was imagining that every tree, every bush, there is somebody hiding or there is someone there, okay? Because he was wondering who was that and whose footprint were those, okay? When I came to my cave, which I call my castle, I ran inside it and as if I was being chased. So he ran into his house, that is the cave, okay, and he ran as if somebody is chasing him, as if somebody is following him and he is trying to escape. I did not remember whether I used the ladder or went in by the hole in the rock which I call the door. So instead of door he has a hole in the rock, right, and he doesn't remember how he entered. So he was in such a hurry and he was so much tensed. I ran for cover faster than any animal could run. So he says that he ran very fast to save his life. He was thinking as if somebody is following him, right? Then coming to the next page, page number 54. I did not sleep that night. The more I thought about what I had seen, the more afraid I became. So he was just thinking about what he had seen and he was getting afraid, okay. I thought it could be one of the savages of the mainland who have wandered out of the sea in a small boat. Luckily, I was not on shore at that time, but what if he had seen my boat? If he had seen the boat, he would have realized that someone lived on the island and would soon return with others to kill and eat me. So he was just wondering there must be somebody who had visited the island and he feels that he has not seen Robinson's boat. Okay, otherwise he would come with his army and kill him. That is what Robinson is afraid about. And so I lay frightened for many days, and I prayed for protection. And so he was very frightened. He was just wondering whether he has seen me. He has noticed that somebody is staying over here. Now, in doing so, I was much comforted and began going out. But even now, as I went forward, I looked behind frequently because I was still very frightened. So even the days passed, but he was not comfortable. He was feeling frightened, and he would keep on checking whether somebody is following him or not. However, as I went about for 2 or 3 days and saw nothing, I became a little bolder. So now he is bold than what he was the first day when he saw it. Okay, I decided to go down to the shore again and examine the footprint once more. So now he decided to come out of his house and just go and examine the footprint. I decided to measure it with my own foot mark. So now he decided to measure his own foot mark. As I came closer to the foot mark, I realized that it could not be my footmark because I had not come to this part of the beach since a long time. So now he realizes that at this side he had never been there for a longer period of time. Okay, so this can't be his footmark. Secondly, as I placed my foot alongside that footmark, it seemed larger than my own, and then when he compared it, it was larger than his own footmark. Okay, my fear returned. I went home again, believing that there was someone there. So now his fear continued, and then he believed that somebody was there on the island where he was there. Okay. So we are done with understanding the lesson. There are some keywords given, so that also you are going to read and understand. Okay. So now we'll proceed with activity 2. Now activity 2 says, say whether the following statements are true or false. So the first is Robinson Crusoe was a sailor. Yes, it is true. He met a stranger on the island. No, he did not meet. He was just guessing that is somebody around. So it is a false statement. He built a house for himself. Yes, he did. And he named it as a castle, right? Crusoe noticed the footprint of a large animal. No, it was of human being. So it is false. Number 5 says Crusoe compared the size of his foot with the footprints. Yes, he did. He compared it, and then he noticed that it was bigger than his own footprint, right? It is again a true statement. Okay. Then moving further, activity 3 says match the words in A with the antonyms, that is opposites in the B. So the opposite words are given, so we are supposed to match them. Okay, so instead of matching it physically by drawing lines, we will write A, B, C, D, E, F in the column B. Okay, and then we will match it. So these are the opposites. So one is part, so the answer will be whole. Part is half or a portion of something, and whole is the complete thing. Then number 2 is frequently. Frequently means repeatedly. Okay, many times. So the opposite of frequently is, yes, rarely. So that is E, that is rarely, sometimes. Then number 3 is forward. So what is opposite of forward? Backward, that is F. Okay, so 3 will be F. Then number 4 is luckily. And what is opposite of luckily? Unluckily. So 4 will be A. Then number 5 is behind. And what is the opposite of behind? Yes, in front of. So that is C. So 5 is C. And then 6 is inside. So what is the opposite of inside? Outside. It is very simple. And then you're going to write this exercises also in your notebook. Then coming to activity 4. Enjoy reading the poem. Riding a rainbow. I shall ride on a rainbow to soar through the sky. I shall ride on a kite as it flies way up high. I shall ride on a dragon. I shall ride a balloon. I shall ride on a rocket and ride on the moon. So here the child is imagining to ride on different objects. Then coming to the next page. I shall ride on the wind and the sun and the stars, on floating bananas and flying guitars. I shall ride on a cloud and a unicorn too. I shall ride in the seat of a magical shoe. But why would I ride on the sun and the stars? it's so much more fun than just riding in cars. So here the child has imagined riding on many different things. Okay, the poem is followed with an activity to find out the rhyming words. Like we see that the sky and the high are rhyming words, that is the similar sounding words. Okay, so now the 4 words are given. We are supposed to find out the rhyming words for this given words. So now balloon. What is the rhyming word of the balloon given in the poem? It is, see, I shall ride on a balloon, I shall ride on the rocket and ride on the moon. Moon, balloon. So moon and balloon are the rhyming words. Okay, so here you are going to write moon. Then the next is star. So where is star? Here it is. I shall ride on the wind and the sun and the stars and floating bananas and flying guitars. Stars, guitars. So they both are rhyming words. So are you getting the concept? Yes. So here you're going to write guitars. Then two. So where is two used? Yes. I shall ride on the cloud and a unicorn too. I shall ride in the seat and of a magical shoe. So two and shoe. So here you're going to write shoe. Then cars. So here, on the sun and the stars, it's so much more fun than just riding in cars. Stars and cars. So they are the rhyming words. Okay. So mostly the poems have rhyming words. Okay. So we are done till activity 5. So next session will continue from activity 6. Okay.